This is your weekly cosmic weather report for the week of February 28th through March 6th.
Hi, I'm Heather, and I'm going to start with the astrology.
And I'm Cody, and when she's done, I'm going to dive into the human design and the gene keys.
So let's dive right in today, guys. So February 28th through March 6th. In astrology, we're really coming home to center during this emotional week. So we've had some emotions building in our personal lives and within the world. So this is a week to really come home to center. It's to really stop for a moment, have that pause, drop into your gut all day, every day, and especially this week. So when we have a super emotional week, we really need to examine what emotions are our own and what are those of the world, and what are we holding on to that we don't need to hold on to that are influencing other parts of our life.
There's a really great practice that I love to do, and that is when I tap into that emotion and I feel it, I ask, is this mine? Is this someone else's? Is this something else's? Because that something can be the world or Mother Earth or Gaia or, just
Absolutely.
the cosmic, feeling that's going on. So those three questions are really important. Is this mine? Is this someone else's? Is this something else's? If it's someone else's or something else's, please return to sender.
Exactly. And our projects are also going to be going full speed ahead.
Woohoo!
Woo, woo, woo. So we have a lot of full speed energy going on.
I don't know if I can take any more full speed energy right now.
Well, it's coming. So get ready. That's why we do these reports, right? So it is that time to stop and drop in when you feel like you are going 90 miles a minute, right? We need to check in with ourselves and say, do we need a pause? Do we need a break? And I often hear from people that I'm so busy, I can't take a break. I'm so busy, I can't go to my AA meeting. I'm so busy, I can't go see my therapist.
Bull nanny. Excuse me.
Bull nanny.
Sorry.
I love the word bull nanny.
Sorry.
That is the exact time that we need to pause. The times when you say, I can't, are the times when you need to. And
it's also the time where you need to really question that little part of you that says, I can't, because is that real? Is that true? Or is that ego trying to keep you stuck in your monkey mind?
Yeah. And is your ego ruling over your gut responses? Are you listening more to that ego than you are to your actual intuition? So we need to drop into our intuition.
A really great practice that I've been doing all week and will probably continue, hopefully the rest of my life, is I've been checking with my body first thing in the morning and saying, hey, body, what do you need today? Mm-hmm. What do you need most today? And a lot of times there's a lot of insight that comes. So it's, sometimes it'll just be like, I need more water. Or this morning was, I need water and I need you to be super present today. And I was like, noted. I haven't been present. Got it.
I had the same thing where I was like, my body was like, be in the moment today, Heather. Be in the moment.
Be in the present.
And I was like, as I'm rushing around the house, trying to get out of the house, I'm like, okay, I'm in the moment. And then I have to drop it in my gut on the way into the office, right? So there's also questions this week, such as, is your ego ruling over your gut responses? Is it in power, or is your intuition in power? Are you implementing what you need at all costs, even if it's not in the best interests of the long term? These are questions that we can ask ourselves. So we often get in a state where we're like, we need to do, we need to be, we need to this and that. So is that really what you're needing, or is there something deeper? So we're really going to look at those check-ins because they are super important, because when we're flowing with emotional energy, we have to come to center. I've said that a lot, and I'm going to keep saying it in this video. We tend to resist anything we see as limitations this week. Okay, that can be good. Everything can be good or not so good. Everything has a shadow, right? But if we're too much in ego, we're going to misstep.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Because think about it this way. I taught my kids in class yesterday. I'm a teacher, and I taught them a fire drill, right? What do you do at home if there's a fire? Do you walk or do you run? And most of the kids, being kids, said, we run, Miss Heather. And I said, no. When you're wanting to move the fastest is sometimes when you actually need to be walking. Because when we walk,
Amen.
we notice other things. We notice those things that are influencing us in good ways and those things that are influencing us negatively. We can let go of the negative in that. When we run is when we're going way too fast and we can trip and fall. We can take those missteps. You may not see that pothole and you're going to trip and sprain your ankle. Hopefully not.
Just face dive right into it.
Face dive. So emotionally and in career and relationships, let's be conscious that we don't want to take a face dive, okay, if we're running too fast. And remember to love dynamically this week and that you can have your own independence while working as a team. Sometimes when we're running so fast, we forget about our teammates and our support systems that are constantly around us. So remember that everything in this world comes from a source of love. And it is our job to love dynamically in this world. And that even when you're with a team, your teammate can be your spouse, your teammate can be your kids, your business partners, people you work with. And when we remember we're a team and we come from love, we can really blossom into some great things in this life.
I love that. Love dynamically.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to dive into the gene keys and the human design transit. And if you don't know anything about gene keys or human design, check out one of our older videos on gene keys and human design.
There's some really good ones, guys.
And those videos are actually on our Facebook page. So you'll have to go facebook.com/sassysoulsisters. All right. So diving into gene keys and human design, we always transit through certain gates or gene keys. A gate and a gene key is the exact same thing. So your gate 63 is going to be your gene key 63, so to speak, okay? So the gate that we'll be transiting through at the beginning of the week is gate 37. It is the gate of peace. And gene key 37 moves from a state of weakness into the highest expression of tenderness, and it is the way of equality. So just like Heather was talking about, and this is the beauty of why we like to do these, is they really, really align. The main focus is really on aligning and cultivating your own inner peace. And really that's peace that's not dependent on anything going on around you or anyone around you, right? It is peace that is not dependent on person, place, or thing outside of yourself. So really, how do we cultivate our own inner peace? How are you cultivating your inner peace? What are the actions you're taking? What are the steps you're taking? What are the thoughts you're thinking that are cultivating inner peace? And also think about the opposite. What are things that you're doing that are creating chaos for yourself internally, mentally, emotionally, and also externally, physically? Maybe the people you're surrounding yourself with or the action that you're taking that's mindless or unconscious without presence. Oftentimes I tell people and I tell my clients all the time, it's not necessarily what you're doing, right? The action, it's how you are taking that action, your embodied being in the action. Obviously, if you're taking action to harm someone or harm something, that's action that needs to come in alignment. That's not correct. But if you're doing the laundry, but you're doing it haggardly and frustrated and pissed off and all the things.
I hate laundry, blah.
Then it's going to ruin the experience of having peace. But if you do it with gratitude over every item that makes you feel beautiful and covers your body and keeps you warm, and you're going to have a completely different experience. And it's all about state, not about what you're doing. So really, what does inner peace feel like in your body? How can you be more tender and gentle and kind with yourself so that you can ultimately be gentle, kind, and tender to others, right? We're moving from that place of weakness, really looking at what are our weaknesses teaching us about tenderness? What are our challenges teaching us about receiving help or asking for help, right? It's really a time for seeking that equality within your own life as a gateway to peace. We hear equality a lot, but I feel like we don't really understand it in an embodied sense. That equality is more than just, the dynamics of skin color and justice and injustice. It's really a question of how are you having a a quality of life that feels balanced, that feels equal, having equality in your own life, giving all parts of you a place to live and breathe and have passion and have a life instead of shutting down parts of yourself, right? So take time to cultivate that peace that's not dependent on anyone outside of you, and cultivating peace even in chaos, which ultimately equals going within. And the only other thing I'm going to bring up is we do have the new moon on the 2nd. So right as we're transiting actually from, that 37 ends on March 1st and we move into March 2nd into a new gene key. And that gene key and that gate is 63, the gate of curiosity. The shadow is doubt, the gift is inquiry, and the city is truth. The city is the highest expression. So it's really, you're moving from a place of doubt to a highest expression of truth, and it's the way of inquiry. That is the gate and the gene key for both the new moon and March 2nd through March 7th. How'd we have been September all of a sudden? Ooh.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Slow down, Cody.
So I'm going to go over what this kind of gene key, and understand that you're getting a double whammy of this kind of gate and gene key because we're receiving it both for the new moon and for the full rest of the end of that week, okay? So really looking at, you're focusing on your curiosity, you're being tender with yourself, you're cultivating that peace. How can you do those things with playful curiosity? One that leads to openness, rather than that kind of like pessimistic curiosity, which is like, I don't know if, I don't think this is right. That's really more the doubt. It's good to question. It's challenging to question when you are questioning from a place of already shutting down the possibilities. And that's where doubt is, right? Doubt says, I'm questioning this, but I'm questioning this because I don't think it's real, or I doubt that it's even a possibility, or, it's coming from that place of doubt, where really when you're coming into a place of true playful curiosity and inquiry, it's exploring, it's kind of exploratory, it's seeing that anything is possible. It's kind of that ability to dream and to dream even bigger. So especially with the new moon, any new moon is really about aligning with our inner kind of dreams and what we have going on. This is a fantastic new moon, especially with that gate of curiosity, to dream. Take on the big dreams. What are you excited about? How is it possible? And also, how is it already in your life? Did you want to say something?
Yeah. So right now, I'm working on some international campaigns to help some people with what is going on in Russia and the Ukraine. And we got some emails last night, call to action, of course. And so throughout this whole week, a lot of this plays on to what we are doing. And one thing in our emails was saying, let us look past the conflict into the possibilities of what we can do to bring and cultivate more peace in this world.
Yes.
And I found that really interesting because they don't want any of us to come from a place of fear when we're working on these things or working to help refugees. And they really want us to come from this stance of really comfort and peace and love, and really see what we can cultivate through that, which is the opposite of some of the things going on in the world.
Exactly.
And exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So being playful with our own, inquiry and curiosity, being open to what can actually be present, even if it's in the future, we can take some actionable steps in this present moment to cultivate that future today. It's kind of like, if you want more kindness in the world, then show up as a kinder person. If you want more generosity in the world, then become and embody generosity in your life. So this is what that time is about. And that ultimately leads us to a deeper understanding of what truth is. And that's why this doubt and inquiry and truth are kind of together, is when we look beyond our doubts and see what's really possible, we begin to see a new reality, and ultimately all of that is very true. And that becomes more truth than the reality that we are living or feel like we're living. So those are your invitations for this week.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun.
A lot of invitations.
A lot of invitations.
Love it. So we're going to ask you, do you love the Cosmic Weather Report? We do.
We do. We love creating these for you.
Yeah.
And we create them from the love of our very, very heart. So we just want to invite you, if you would consider supporting this show and all that we do with a monthly donation. It helps us sustain all the future episodes, creating all the content and all the things that we do.
And you can do that at anchor.fm/sassysoulsisters/support. And we will put that link below.
Yes, we will. And I just want to give a quick shout out to our very first supporter, who we are so grateful
Yay.
for, Miss Amy. She has been a huge supporter of us from the very beginning.
Thank
and
you,
we
Amy.
are so, so grateful for your monthly contribution and what you are giving to us so that we can just thrive and keep doing this amazing stuff we love. So thank you.
And we really hope that you enjoyed our Cosmic Weather Report this week. If you really loved it and you think that you have some friends that would enjoy this information as well, please share that with them or ask them to follow us on social media platforms.
And check out later this week, we are going to be doing our weekly deep dive on building confidence, walking in confidence for yourself. So this month is going to be all focused on confidence. So we're really excited to dive into those videos. Check it out on Friday.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.